Guys, welcome back to Renee's Garden, and today we're going to talk about Garden Talk Part 2. Well, today we're going to talk about how we organize our plants in our garden. This is just my way of how I organize my plants in my garden because in my zone 7, I garden in very heavy clay soil. So, this is a great way to know what plants you have tried over the years, and you know that they are either going to be successful or going to be failures. So, all my success plants that I have tried, and we're going to concentrate on vegetables that I have tried in my garden. And this is how I know that these work for my garden, and I'm going to go out and purchase these plants because I know they're going to work for me versus having to keep trying them over and over and over, and we're wasting all that money. And our number one goal is to try to save as much money as we can and produce as much vegetables that we know are going to be successful in our garden. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one of the techniques that I do. First of all, I put all my plants that I know that are successful in my garden in a little binder. You can go, I got this one, I think, at the dollar store, and I paid like $1 for it. And then I also went in and they have like little inserts that I put that I can refill this with. So I'm almost at the end of this binder and I'm ready to purchase another one. But in this one is all the plants, which consist of flowers and vegetables, that work in my garden. So I know if I go out to the garden center and I see plants that I have in my notebook, I know they're going to be successful and I will be able to enjoy them. I'll be able to harvest them. These are 100% foolproof. So, this is what I do. You know, when you go to the garden center and they have those little tags in the plants that tell you all the information, if they're a perennial, you know, what kind of light and stuff they do. I always save those tags because I need to put those tags with the pictures that go with that particular plant or vegetables. What I mean by that is that all through the summer, I'm out there with my camera on my phone and I'm taking pictures of the plants that have done amazing in my yard. They are camera worthy, as I say. You will be featured in my binder because I know you have performed 100%. I know you're going to be able to grow in my clay soil. I don't have to worry about you. I know you're going to do what you're supposed to do because I'm looking at you. I'm taking a picture of you. So you are binder worthy. So I keep all my tags and then I take pictures throughout the summer when I know they're doing really good. And this is what happens. And I take those pictures off my phone and I have them developed. And this is what happens. I put the tag on one side, and this one is a tag of an astilbe, and this is how the astilbe looked in my garden. See how beautiful that was? So that's why I know when I buy an astilbe in the garden center, I know they're going to work for my garden. That red fountain grass that I told you I'm going to try to overwinter, I know when I buy these, they perform very well in my garden. See? I have my fountain grass and I have some underplanting of some other plants that I thought would make a good flower arrangement. So I know fountain grass do really well in my garden. Just to give you another example of what I have. And this book is full of all type of things, like those foxgloves. It's called a Camelot Lavender Foxglove. Right here is a Camelot Foxglove, right here. And look how it looks in my garden. See how beautiful that is? So I know every time I see that in the garden center, it's gonna work for me. Just like this hosta that I have, this variegated hosta. I know that hosta is going to work for in my garden. So if I need more hostas, I know that this is my go-to hosta. And it's just, I just do this. And you know, I love my Shasta daisy. So you know that will always be in my garden. This is a picture of the Shasta daisy that I'm always getting. And this is how it looks right here. Told you I'm old school. I'm still learning. I'm still in the process of trying to learn how to insert these pictures on my video. But until I learn that skill, we're going to stay old school. So all through this book, as you can see, it has all the plants that have grown in my garden. All these plants I know will survive in my garden. Like I went and spent like $20 on a Helleborus, and I've had it in my garden for 2 years. It's this one. This Helleborus right here. I don't know if my camera will focus, but that's the Helleborus I brought. And this is a Helleborus right here. Right here. And it's doing really well. Because when I first saw the Helleborus, I was like, $20, but they are beautiful plants that I think every garden should have. But it took, because remember I told you, at that time, I didn't have that plan of if it wasn't on sale, if it wasn't clearance, that it wasn't going in my basket. Well, when I got that $20, I was like, oh my goodness, if this plant dies, oh, my heart is just gonna, I don't know. I'm just gonna have an issue with my heart because I'm like, $20. But that's okay. Helleborus, you're doing me justice. You're doing me well. So I am so, so happy about that. So that's how I keep all my vegetable plants, all my flower plants inside this binder. Once I know that they are guaranteed 100% foolproof, that they will grow in my clay soil. So this year, and because in it also, you can reminisce. You'll be saying, oh, I remember when I planted this, and oh, look how beautiful it came out. It just validates that you are becoming such an exceptional gardener. So this spring through summer, I took some pictures of things that were picture ready and plants that were going to enter into my binder because they did exactly what they were supposed to do. They showed me they were great performers. So I did these rainbow carrots. So this is the picture on the seed packet, and these are how my carrots performed. And then these are those yellow wax beans. There's the package, and this is how they perform for me. I don't know if I'll do these yellow bean wax because I don't know, the flavor of them were kind of tough and they were kind of too chewy, and I don't think I like the consistency of that in my mouth. Then I did the indeterminate tomatoes. I had them on my deck. I did the determinate tomatoes, and look how lush they were. So I will be purchasing the indeterminate tomatoes, and I will also be getting some of the determinate tomatoes because I loved how they performed for me. And I found out too that with the tomato plant, marigolds are a great companion plant to go with them to help get rid of all the bugs and stuff. And this is what my harvest was of using those determinate and indeterminate tomato plants. This is what they produce for me. So I will definitely be purchasing some more of those tomatoes. And like I said, cabbage always do fantastic in my garden. So I will be purchasing a lot of those. Now this one I tried for the very first time, this Swiss char, but I don't know. A lot of people say that they love Swiss char. I'm not a big fan of Swiss char. So this one is on the fence for me, even though it did great, and I think I loved it because of the colors that it came with. The red stems and the leaves were just beautiful, and I thought that would be just an extra accent of color in my garden. And this is one thing that I grew for the very first time was this eggplant, and that shows you what the eggplant flower looks like. This is the little eggplant that started to grow, and this is how big the eggplant got, because these were those little miniature eggplants. But you know what? I tried to saute eggplant. I tried to dehydrate these eggplants. I tried to fry these eggplants. This is something that I won't be growing anymore. And I'm gonna come out with a video of the top 10 plants or flowers that I will not be growing in my garden again. Remember that camouflage plant? Remember I said how it fools you and tricks you because it's so beautiful, and it's planted with some of my yellow daylilies? That's the plant that I was trying to kill and get rid of. I mean, they have the variegated leaves, they have those yellow white flowers, and it's just a beautiful plant, but it's a very invasive plant. So stay away from that plant. If you like this plant, then you need to grow this plant in a container. So then you can contain it, and then it won't take over your garden. And this is the ones I grew. My okra I started to grow from seed. That was my first year because I love okra, and I definitely will be growing that again. And this is what the okra flower looks like. It's my first time growing the okra, the first time seeing this lovely flower. So the flower alone is worth growing this plant. Isn't that flower just gorgeous? Oh my God, it's just, I don't know, that is just heavenly. And look at the center of that okra flower that has that deep burgundy color inside that little green chartreuse petals and stuff. Amazing. Love this. And this is what my harvest was. This is what it yielded from me. Started from this to this. So this is a keeper. I will definitely be growing this again because it's grown fabulous in my garden. And then I did, of course, I did the squash. I took this picture because I love the squash blossom. This year, I'm going to take some of those squash blossoms and I'm going to eat those. I heard that you can eat squash blossoms. And this is the squash that it was starting to form for me. So I will definitely be growing more squash. And of course, first time growing sweet potatoes. I was very, very excited about me being able to grow sweet potatoes. So I'm so excited. And this is on Thanksgiving. Remember I showed you how I was cutting them up and putting them in my pot? Yes, I would definitely be growing more of these. And these are my red mustard greens that I did a underplanting in one of those accent flower spikes that you see at the garden center. Sometimes they come in green and sometimes they come in the burgundy color, but my red mustard greens did really, really well. And I think I had some petunias. No, I put a tomato plant, a determinate tomato plant in there, and it did really well. In this section, I had my kale in there, and then I also had some red mustard greens down at the bottom. And then I have my kale, and then I have my purple kale up here. So I will be doing this again because I ate a lot of kale. So this is a keeper. And this is my favorite during the spring. Like remember we talked about last time? I'm not sure if I will do these in the fall again because they haven't shown me this beautiful flower that I'm waiting for. These are my sugar snap peas that I love. These were growing like gangbusters for me, and this is where the peas that I was harvesting right here. Amazing, huh? Told you. And everybody knows about my friend Rocky the squirrel posing, so you guys will all be introduced today to Rocky the squirrel. This is my little bandit that's always in my flower boxes, the one that's always digging in my things. This is the one I always put those red pepper flakes to try to deter him from eating my stuff. So say hello to Rocky the squirrel. So when I make reference to Rocky, you guys will know this is the squirrel I'm talking about. Me and him have a love-hate relationship. But you know what? I've been dealing with this squirrel like forever, so I'm getting used to him. As long as he doesn't eat a lot of my stuff, he can stay. When he starts destroying stuff, then Rocky got to go. All right, and these are my onions that I planted, and they did phenomenal. So I will be planting more of these onions, and this is what they look like when I harvest them. I was so excited. Look how beautiful those onions are. Gorgeous. And these are my onions, what they look like. And these are some more of the tomatoes that I got off of my tomato plants. Those are beautiful onions. And this is a clever way I decided to hang my onions in my kitchen off of one of my little planters that I have in my kitchen. And they're in those little mesh bags so they can get air through them. And they lasted in those mesh bags for a very, very long time. I got these on Amazon. I think they came in a pack of 100, and I think I paid maybe like $5, $6 for those. And you know, this is when I was out there. You guys remember I was hunting for the Cajun bell peppers? Well, I will be maybe getting a couple of these plants because they have a little kick to them. They got a little spice to them, and your girl Renee can handle this little bit of a kick, this little bit of a spice. So I will be growing these again. And this is that lemon cucumber plant that I tried for the very first time. It did well, it flowered, but I had a hard time at the beginning of the growing season because my pollinators had a hard time finding this plant. But when they discovered it, then they did what they were supposed to do, and those yellow flowers started popping up all over the place. And this is what it looked like. So if you guys ever want to know what a lemon cucumber looks like, this is it. I don't know. This one is still, I don't know. But like I said, the jury's still out on this one. And my favorite first time potatoes. Yay! These are my first little harvest of my first little potatoes. But you know what? I am going to try these again because I was able to grow some potatoes. I think I just got late in the game on getting my potatoes in the ground. But your girl is going to hang in there, and I'm going to try this again, and I'm going to put them in earlier, and I'm going to let them stay in the ground a lot longer. And this is another picture of showing my little harvest of my potatoes. I'm so excited. Even though they weren't big and huge, I think this one was the biggest potato that I was able to receive. But you know what? I cut those bad boys up and I baked them and I fried some of them. I enjoyed every little nugget of those potatoes. And then I did my watermelon. I think I'm going to try this again because it did show me that it was willing to grow, and I was able to produce and get, remember that yellow watermelon that I grew up on in California, and I was able to grow one of my own here in Virginia. So I will try this again. I just need to find another spot that I can let the vines just go wild without me having to worry about them, getting all intertwined with other things that I'm growing. So I will be putting that in the ground again. And remember I told you about that watermelon radish? Here it is. This is the one that that was too hot for your girl. Couldn't handle it. So nope, I won't be growing this anymore. So that is how I keep my binder full of the plants that I know will grow. So I will take each one of these pictures that I have, that I got from my garden, and I will put them in these pages that I have in the back. And these are what the pages look like. They're clear plastic protectors, and they also have a little section over here if you want to write the name of the plant, if it's a perennial, annual, what kind of sun it likes, how tall it grows, all that kind of stuff. I just prefer to take the ticket, the tag that comes with the plant, and then just put it in there, just glue it in there. So I don't, it's the original ticket, and I know I have all the information that I need. So, one more thing before I close out Garden Talk 2 is that, remember I was talking about how I do my garden zone weeding. I have my schedule. So I have this. It's called Renee's garden cleaning schedule. So here, I put down here on Monday is where I will be doing on this one, instead of doing my memorial garden, but I will be doing my memorial garden the first thing. This one I said my red pot that I will start on Monday, and then on Tuesday I have an arbor in the middle of my garden that I will do on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday I have another arbor on the other side of my house. I will be doing weeding on that one, and then I have my Zen garden, my Buddha that's in the middle of my red arbor. I'll be doing that on Thursday, and then I'll be doing the stairs of the Buddha on Friday, and then my white arbor that's right over there, I will be doing that on Saturday. And Sunday, of course, we all need a rest day, so Sunday is my rest day. And then I'll start all over again on Monday. Let's keep this cycle going. And but this is what helps me. I'm the type of girl that I need something on paper to keep me organized, because if I just say, okay, I'm going to do this, Monday will come and I'll be done decide to do something else, and the next thing I know, I got weeds and I just got a whole big problem out there in my garden. So I hope this video helped you guys. I hope it gave you some ideas, or maybe if you're not going to do it my way with the binder, maybe you could make your own video of what grew in your garden, or maybe you have other techniques. If you find other techniques that you think are pretty cool, let me know, because I would love to see them, because maybe your ideas would be helpful for me, and I can incorporate it in my garden this upcoming spring of 2021. All right, you guys, I will be back tomorrow for Garden Talk number 3. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys have a blessed day. And today over here, it's in the 60s today. So I probably will go out and just walk around my backyard and see what's happening back there. All right, love you guys. And keep me updated on how your garden is coming, because I love to hear what you guys are doing in your garden as well. All right, guys, take care. Have a wonderful day, and I will be talking to you in the next video. Bye-bye, you guys.